Moms are hardcore.
Hello and welcome to Moms of Flavor Town. I am Rachel.
I am Debbie. Just trying something new.
We are coming to you live from Memorial Day.
Woo!
If you're watching on YouTube, I have a patriotic shirt on. Not really. This is just like one of my I have like a little pile of like around the house. Like this shirt does not leave the house, so I like put it on when I need to like cover up my bra.
Yeah, that's
get on Zoom or something.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's so I don't really love the USA, everybody. How's it going, Debbie?
Oh, it's good. I'm tired. We went to Lil Pulp this morning, which for those of you not in Queens, it's a really awesome art studio for kids. Hosted, or it's owned by these two old New York City hardcore guys two brothers that just yell at each other the whole time.
They're so funny because they're so like intense, but they're like so good with the kids, and they remember every kid's name immediately. Yep. So like they'll be there and they'll just be like, Sheena, what you doing over there, Sheena? Look at this.
Just like complain about each other, like if you're like happen to be next to them. It's so funny. But we were at the diner, and
which diner?
Whichever one was like right by there. I forget.
Okay,
like Glendale Diner. I don't know.
Okay. I like Glendale Diner.
Yeah. And we Otis brought up the fact that he and John went to the zoo one day without Charlie. And so, like, it was like some day that like Charlie had school, but Otis didn't, you know? So then, you know, obviously then we had to go to the zoo. So, it was great. But my feet are barking.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the Bronx Zoo is very nice to walk around, but you do a lot of walking because it's big. It's vast.
Yeah. And we only got to, you know, maybe a third of it. We got there at like 1:30 and we got to like maybe a third.
Yeah, well, you can't do the whole. If you're do the whole thing in one day, you'll leave with like crying kids and like you know, like it's just it's too intense to do the whole thing.
Yeah, and it also like we already like it was so steamy because it got really really humid towards the afternoon.
Oh wait, is Daniel Tiger there now?
It is.
Okay, I want to go see that. For people who don't get the Bronx Zoo newsletter. Daniel Tiger they're doing a Daniel Tiger thing at the zoo from like now until I think the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So we
didn't go, but we passed by it a couple of times accidentally, and maybe we'll go next time. I don't know.
I like Daniel Tiger.
Yeah, I like Daniel Tiger too. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood adjacent. Like, you know, you got to appreciate that.
And like it's pretty silly. It's like not like it's not like good, but it's like I enjoy it in a way that like makes me I feel like it's a fun world to like be like what the F is going on with Prince Wednesday, you know, like it's there's this subreddit that's called like Daniel Tiger conspiracy posting, and there's
love it so much.
Are you in that one?
Oh yeah, I posted in it.
Oh, I saw. No, now I remember. I saw. What did you post about? You posted about something. Recently, you posted about something.
What did I post about? It was something about how. I'll look it up because
we'll put it in the show notes.
Forgot, and I was actually really proud of my conspiracy theory.
My favorite Daniel Tiger conspiracy theory is, well, it's not even really a conspiracy theory. It's just a funny observation. It's that Prince Wednesday's older brother, is like whenever like someone has a job, like he's the one who has that job. So he
Uh-huh.
has every job in town. Like he works at the grocery store and he works at the pool and he's a Daniel Tiger's babysitter. And he's like the only like, like a adult man who's not a parent who like you
Uh-huh.
ever see around there. But there was like this one time where like I think like Prince Tuesday like wasn't invited to like some big event they had in town and someone's like, "Yeah, because obviously he couldn't get off work."
Right. Oh, I found mine. It was the thing that I always talk about how Elf on a Shelf is
Oh, a psyop.
a psyop for, 9/11 era, like, Iraq war bullshit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I hate Elf on the Shelf. Don't tell Sheena. I mean, we don't do it, but
We
she
don't do
does.
it either.
Yeah, but she does like the elf, because they do it
Yeah.
at school or whatever, which is
Right.
so annoying. But I'm like not gonna. I don't like to be like the one who's like, "How dare you do this at school?" I like to just do my propaganda at home or whatever.
Right,
So
exactly. Yeah. Like as long as they're not like putting anyone down or like excluding anyone,
yeah,
I'm like, whatever, do
yeah.
whatever you.
Totally. Okay, so we have a couple pieces of Flavortown news we should get to.
Ooh.
And it's really cool. Oh no, sorry, the news is not good. Sorry. So it's a long weekend, as you all know. So Debbie and I are both with our kids all weekend. So I'm like a little bit loopy right now.
Yeah.
But the news is actually bad. So here, come with us for Flavortown news. Okay, so star of first episode of Top Chef of this season, race car driver Kyle Busch, died suddenly.
Yeah. Did they
He
say
died.
why?
He died of pneumonia,
Ooh,
and it's like he got pneumonia, and like it turned into sepsis, and he died.
that's
And I mean, I
so
don't know like
crazy.
all of his medical records, but like he's 41, which is like our age,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy that like an incredibly wealthy man can just
Hmm.
die suddenly of pneumonia. Like he was
Right.
sick for a few days and then he died.
That's so
So
crazy.
I know, and he had two young kids. It's really, really sad. And listeners of the podcast may know that he's my favorite NASCAR driver. Like I got super into NASCAR when I was in my early 20s because of a work thing. And I like it because it's like reality TV. You like
Yeah.
choose a guy you think is cool and you root for him to, drive faster than other guys. It's like I think it's like more like reality TV than it is like sports because it's
Right.
like very like it's very Bravo, like
Yeah.
and like early in his career, Kyle Busch was like a total asshole, and I loved it. Like he would be like flipping everyone off, and like
Right.
there would be like like the good old Southern boys, and Kyle
Yeah.
Busch would be like, "I beat you," and people would boo him, and he would stand on his car and bow to boos. He was so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was like like a really bitchy housewife. I
Yeah.
loved him. And he was on Top Chef this season, and then he died. Like, do you think they'll like say something about it and like like the next episode or something?
Yeah, they'll definitely put something in the credits.
I mean, if they can celebrate the Queen, they can celebrate Kyle Busch,
Yeah.
who is more related to the show
Yep.
than the Queen is. But it's shocking,
It is. It is. It's very sad, and just kind of makes you think about like what you're doing in life, and
Totally. And yeah, I used to like think that like one day, like Kyle Busch was people, I was like, one day I'll meet him, like,
yeah. Oh.
like I'll be in a situation where I'll meet him one day.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, oh, like we like kids the same age, like that's like where my mind would go, like but yeah, so it's creepy. It's very sad.
It's always in the same vein, like I always, people kind of make fun of people who get sad about celebrities dying. But it's like, it really is kind of makes you reflect on your life because it's like these people actually have money and resources to
Yes.
have fun all the time and like get the health care they need and everything like that. Like, why are we toiling away, I mean, in capitalism and
Yeah.
not like living our lives?
Well, yeah, and it really makes you like, and obviously, like I usually don't feel emotional about celebrity deaths, especially if they're old. Like,
Yeah.
like I never relate when like a 95-year-old celebrity dies and people are like, this one hurts. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
You can watch their movies. It's fine.
Right.
They were 95.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it's someone who you're like currently involved with watching them and they're young and it's just
Literally the same age as
yeah. And also it's just like, yeah,
Jeez.
and it was just crazy that he did not you hear like NASCAR driver dies at 41, you assume car wreck. But
Right.
like no, like in the hospital with pneumonia. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, everyone, take care of yourselves. It's very sad.
Buckle your seatbelts.
Yes, buckle your seatbelts. Okay, and now on to happier news, and that is that we didn't talk about this yet. Top Chef has been renewed for season 24.
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean, it is like I feel like it's probably expensive for them to shoot, and like
Well,
the
not with
ratings are
their
not great.
2% cash back from Wells Fargo.
Yeah, that's what Bravo was like. We got the 2% cash back on this. We got to make more. We're printing money on this thing. And then the next piece of news is just a little bit of a silly thing, but friend of the show, Carly from Pack Your Knives, and she's also from she does like food TV data. She is very cool. We love her. So she DM'd me that Buddha, before he auditioned for Top Chef, had auditioned to be a galley chef on Below Deck.
Oh my God.
If Buddha, I would have killed to see Buddha lose his shit in the galley because he would have lost his shit.
Oh, I mean, like, you know, you have to be really creative, obviously, to like be a chef like that. But like, I can't even imagine Buddha dealing with all those personalities and like not being able to mold something correctly.
I know. And he'd be, his mold wouldn't go right. And then he'd be screaming at the chief stew. Oh God, I know it'll never happen now because he's too famous now, like from Top Chef to
Right.
do that. But I just would have loved to see that. It would have been amazing. And also remember on his season, like he clearly like knew everything about Top Chef.
Yeah.
And now that I know that he auditioned for Below Deck, Buddha's just like a Bravo girly.
Yeah.
I think that's so awesome that he's just like watching TV and he's like, I have skills. I could be on one of these shows.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Carly sent me like a link to the interview where he said that he auditioned for Below Deck. So I'll put that on there.
Oh, awesome.
And Below Deck really missed a great opportunity to put Buddha on that show.
Oh my God. You know what they should do is have a Top Chef Below Deck crossover.
It would be amazing.
Do you remember there was in Kentucky, I think, right? They had to cook on the boat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know? And we got to figure out some way to kind of and then Buddha
they do that all the time on Below Deck where they have like the chart. Well, they usually have the charter guests are, and the reason that Carly and I were DMing about this is because on, like the Peacock app, Carly screenshot, they like accidentally put a picture from Top Chef on the Below Deck like preview.
Amazing.
So it was like Sherry and Seeger, and it looked like Sherry and Seeger were going to be charter guests, and like that would have been like very funny people to be charter guests.
Yeah, of all the Top Chef people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like how the conversation started. Is like because I DM'd her, I'm like, oh my God, I need this crossover.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so I would love to see it. Okay, so
speaking of Seeger,
I know, great. Okay, we got to talk about Top Chef episode 11, Appalachian Celebration.
Oh, this is the greatest episode I've ever seen in my life.
I watched this before Debbie, and I texted her like, I cannot wait for you. The whole time I was watching this, I'm like, Debbie is gonna love this so much. She's gonna love it.
Oh my God. And the funny thing is, watching this episode, there were moments where I was like, is this what Rachel was talking about? Is this what Rachel like?
Yeah,
I mean,
and then when it happened, you knew what I was talking about.
My God.
Well, it was kind of
yeah, no, go.
It was kind of a boring episode in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, whatever, like this is fine. And then like you think it's over and it's not over. So we were watching it early because we watched like the press screener. And this was one of those moments where I was like so upset that I wasn't watching it in real time. So I couldn't like immediately go on Twitter and be like, what are people saying about this?
Well, we can tonight.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't wait. Okay, so let's get into it and talk about it. I think this is probably I think this is the biggest tantrum in Top Chef history.
Oh, 100%. And also it's kicked off by snakes. Like just such great television, you know?
Oh, it was so good. Okay, so let's start with the boring part of the episode, the beginning. So, and I love Asheville, no offense, but I thought they kind of like they could have done better with this part. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I was glad to see Ashley, but like
I was glad to see Ashley, but like they drove around and they didn't even get out of the car and they didn't like eat any of the food. It's like they're showing like these restaurants like go in and just take a bite of the food there.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so let's start. Okay, so previously, the Try Guys, quick fire station swap. Sherry is pissed. They do a Michelin dinner. Sherry wins, and Anthony gets the PPYKAG. And 5 chefs remain. But you know what? We were upset last episode when he went home, but it needed the person who went home today went home at the perfect moment, as we see.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so the chefs wake up. Lawrence and Sherry are chatting. Sherry says they are like brother and sister. Kristen is at a donut shop. She gets 2 dozen donuts. She buys a random person a donut with her credit card. This
was insane.
Kristen needs to put her foot down and stop doing this shit because this is not okay.
No.
She turns the person behind her. It's like, do you want a donut? I get 2% cash back with my credit card.
It makes me, and if you're listening, if anybody from Wells Fargo and or Top Chef is listening, or like the ad company that's you know putting this product placement in, please stop.
Yeah, just make it more subtle, please.
Yeah. Like it was fine.
You've been hitting us over the head with it so much, and it's like this point, it's like a farce, and it makes you seem sorry, Top Chef. It makes you seem pathetic.
Yeah,
it's like you're like gobbling on, you know, the proverbial balls of Wells Fargo. Sorry,
I mean, that's the thing is like, you know, okay, the Finnish jet dry, whatever, or the Finnish. You know,
capture the flag race challenge thing.
You know, like and the Finnish one from last year too, like, or 2 years, I don't know, whenever, like those were pretty egregious, but like this is just like this is,
and like, yeah, like okay, like the Graza sponsorship, I think that's like stupid because like, but except unless you want to sponsor us, Graza, I will love to
oh my God, I will sizzle. Yeah.
But I just feel like, but like that, like it makes sense, and you just see the chefs using the Graza, and the prize is sponsored by Graza.
Right.
You don't have Kristen just telling a stranger behind her about her freaking credit card. This was like, I was so pissed at this.
Oh my God. Or like, you know, like you can do it at Whole Foods or whatever and have it, but it would just,
like when they do the thing where like they tap the card and they zoom in on the Wells Fargo thing, whatever, you know, it's like you're gonna tap a card no matter what. But just this crossed the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so she shows up with donuts to the chef's house. Kristen tells them they are taking a detour to Asheville on their way back to Charlotte, and so she's going from Greenville to Asheville, and I feel like our friend Karen just did that drive this week.
Also, wait, can I just say too? Okay, I think about the Texas episode, and obviously Texas is a giant, or Texas season, and obviously it's a giant state. But like the last 2 seasons with like them going to only 3 cities in Canada, or like them only going to Asheville for like half a day, you know, is so insane.
I know, it's like, it's very strange. Like, with Canada, I remember they didn't even go to Montreal. They just did a Montreal themed challenge in Canada. That was because like Montreal's very close to Toronto. Okay, so anyway, okay, so Kristen tells them taking a detour to Asheville. Kristen says a year ago they were impacted by Helene, and chefs are at the forefront of the community coming together. Kristen says there's no quick fire, and so they're going to meet the chefs that were on the front lines. So this is like a nice thing to do to support Asheville, like highlight the chefs. They go to Good Hot Fish first, where Ashley Shanti will take them around. And like, so Ashley is like helping them taste Appalachian ingredients, but they don't have her like give them any kind of like dish of her food to taste at
Yeah.
all. She's like, "Oh, here's a pawpaw. Here are dry britches." Like she doesn't like cook them a fish sandwich or anything.
Yeah.
And that happens with like all of these restaurants also, where they're just like driving around and like looking at the restaurants and like barely tasting any food.
Yeah.
And you would think they would want them to like go into these restaurants and like talk to the chefs and like taste an Appalachian
Yeah.
thing. So it was a
And
little weird.
and it's weird too, especially without the quick fire. Like you have the time that you could
Yes.
have done.
Yeah, exactly. And then like this episode also, I feel like we're being so down on it, even though we both love the episode.
Yeah, it's
But
the greatest episode ever. But
but they also there were so many times in this episode where we felt like they were like going into like way too much detail with each chef and stuff, where it was
Yeah.
like you had all this time, just do a quick fire. Like
Right.
spend 10 minutes on a quick fire rather than like, just like talking about like things we don't even want to hear about with all these people.
Right.
Okay, so the elimination challenge is create a dish featuring at least 2 Appalachian ingredients. Those are the rules, just so you know. They have to feature at least 2 Appalachian ingredients.
Those are the rules. That's true.
They get $300 to shop at Whole Foods, and the Appalachian ingredients will be provided, and they have to feed 200 people. And they will be celebrating the efforts to rebuild in Asheville. And I thought they were going to serve the food in Asheville, but
They didn't even do that.
like they had to go back to the Top Chef kitchen to cook. Like what there was nowhere. I don't know. Like if we want to be very generous, we like they didn't want to like put like strain on like the Asheville resources or something, or like. But
Sure.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they pack up and they go into their generic minivans. And this is the thing, is they don't have any kind of car sponsor. So they're in these like ugly ass minivans. And like, like before they'd be like a BMW, take me to Whole Foods.
Right.
And like, so they don't have a car. And like that was also like more
subtle than
yeah. That made more sense, right? To be like, oh, I'm gonna drive around in this car.
Yeah.
So they show up at Good Hot Fish. Ashley is there. She gives them bites of hominy grits and pawpaw. Rhoda says Sharamoya is similar to pawpaw. They had the leather britches, which are dried beans. And Ashley says her restaurant was closed for about 6 weeks, which is a very long time to not have income and to not be able to pay people. They popped up at a church to feed people. Then she takes them to Chani Pani, which is very colorful inside. It looks beautiful.
It looked really cute.
They meet Marwan Irani. And Seeger loves the decor. And like Seeger is like a graffiti artist, and he's like, oh man, I'm so inspired by the art here.
Oh, and it's because it's global influenced.
Exactly. So they eat some okra fries and some tater tots that are made with tapioca curls. I would love to try tapioca tater tots.
Oh my god, the food on this restaurant's menu looked so good.
It looked really good. I would love to go there. Marwan says that World Central Kitchen called him to teach cooking boot camp during the recovery from Helene. And Lawrence says he used to work in a nonprofit about food before he was a chef, and that was like part of his inspiration was like that, like food helps people.
Yeah.
I just feel like Lawrence is a very like pure soul.
Yes. Yes. I mean, we already like talk about how much we love him, but like this, the more we learn about him, the more he's amazing.
Yeah, he seems to have like good motivations, very sweet.
Yeah.
So they drive around looking at everything. And then they go to the marketplace where William Disson is the chef, and they eat pickled green strawberries and chow. And then they see their ingredients, including sour corn. Oh, and also the other thing is I was saying like this is like the episode where often like Kristen will take them out to dinner or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't do a quick fire. They didn't like eat a meal at any of these restaurants. It was
like
really
get to know Kristen, yeah.
Or like at least have like Kristen could be like, oh, we're all gonna eat here at this Asheville restaurant, and like it was just they didn't do enough this episode.
Well,
really.
she already spent her money getting 2% cash back at the donut shop. So
that was her whole that was her meal with them.
Treating,
like, and like I thought they were all cutting off like a quarter of a donut. Great, thanks, Kristen. Okay, so since Sherry won last elimination challenge, she can choose 2 ingredients only she can use, and she chooses October beans and chow chow. And this was so stupid because won't the chefs like make their own chow chow?
Yeah,
it's like it's like saying no one can use coleslaw or something, but it's like
Yeah,
not. You just make your own, and like that's like
which
what other people
clearly what they
did.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, they just can't call it chow chow
yeah,
because like this was like again like this episode was constructed very strangely.
yeah.
They drive back to Charlotte to go to Whole Foods. Rhoda is thinking about doing a buckwheat chili crunch, and then she gets sued by David Chang. They don't show that part in the episode.
No, of course not.
Lawrence is doing a catfish sandwich with leather britches.
Hmm.
They go to cook at the Top Chef kitchen. Rhoda is going to make cabbage rolls in the style of lumpia, and this sounded so good, but I was nervous. I was
Yes.
like, this could easily go wrong, right?
Yes. And it was leading, like there were so many, like with Lawrence, with Rhoda, like there were so many opportunities for things to go bad. And I'm
Yes.
just so relieved.
When Rhoda says that like someone at parties, like if someone shows up with a tray of lumpia that's like the most popular person in the party, I'm like, yes.
Yes, of course. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So one of my best friends, Jessie Mae Martinson, her mom, when I lived in Chicago at the same time as Jessie Mae, her mom would come in and like just make hundreds of lumpia like to hand out at parties. And it was just she would always like send us with like a Tupperware filled with it. Like it was just makes me so happy.
There was an episode of The Bachelorette when Tayshia was a bachelorette and Ivan was one of her final four, and like it was hometowns, and it was during COVID, so like they didn't go to people's hometowns, they had people's families like come there, and he like taught her how to make lumpia. That was like his like family activity. Yeah,
That's sweet.
if I can bring it back to Bachelorette, I will.
Yeah.
And Rhoda says she's cooking the food she grew up with, which is vulnerable, and she does not want people to say it's yucky.
Yeah.
And that's like so real, right? And you hear that from people on Top Chef a lot, where it's like they are told like French food is good, and
Right.
your food is like, oh, that's street food, you know, that's not fine dining or whatever.
Exactly.
Sherry says she feels like she's cooking for her life, and it's like Squid Games. Rhoda asks for a strong guy to grab her pan, and Jonathan gets very excited to be able to be strong. And this episode, Jonathan grew on me a lot.
Yeah, I think now that his brother's gone, he's no offense, Jonathan, but your brother sucks. Like,
well, I just think that they feed off each other in like a negative way, where maybe Brandon is fine on his own too.
Yeah.
If he's not, I think that they just like kind of like they egg each other on in a weird way. And when they're alone, like Jonathan, he got major points this episode for reasons we will talk about in the best part of the episode.
Yes.
Tom comes in with Ashley, and Lawrence is nervous to serve fish to Ashley, which is a good impulse.
Yeah.
Tom is nice to everyone. Like I was waiting, like, what's he gonna bitch about today?
He had a very weird look on his face, though.
I think that he was scared of Ashley for some reason.
Yeah.
I think that he like didn't. He was like Ashley was like keeping him in line, and he was not feeling okay being bitchy in front of her for whatever reason. Because I agree, he seemed like uncomfortable in a weird way, but he was being nice to everybody.
He had like a ghostly look at some points. Like
he did have a ghostly look.
What? Yeah, what was that?
I think that it's part of the Ozempic. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
It's making him look ghostly a little bit, you know. Tom and Ashley chat about whether everyone will finish on time. And Rhoda didn't stuff her cabbage. So Rhoda's getting this edit the whole time of like, she's not going to finish. Her cabbage isn't stuffed. The next day, Jonathan is on the treadmill and, Lauren's on the treadmill. Jonathan's lifting weights. Rhoda wakes up and talks to her sister and her niece. And okay, so they're like, oh, Rhoda didn't stuff her cabbage. Rhoda's talking to her sister. And it's like, oh no, Rhoda's going home.
God, I knew it wasn't going to be, because you messaged me. I was like, I had a feeling that everything was going to be okay.
Okay, because I told you it was a good episode. But yeah, so when I was,
you didn't even say it was a good episode. You were like,
I said I can't wait for you to see it. Is what I said. I think.
Yeah,
which I couldn't.
Yeah.
All weekend, Spencer's like, did Debbie watch it yet? They drive to the Union Exchange. They cook for 90 minutes. Jonathan jokes that the trees are in his way, needs to be moved. Rhoda decides to cook the cabbage rolls big and then portion them after, which is very smart because it's
Mm-hmm.
faster to cook them. And Sherry is going to par fry her fritters and then fry them to order. And all these things, it's like, are they going to do it in time? And
Right.
everyone does.
Yeah.
And Jonathan says to Seeger, the chickens are calling. They want their livers back. And Lawrence cuts his buns in a batch rather than cutting them one by one.
Oh my God. They looked beautiful. And it always is shocking when Lawrence is like, oh yeah, I didn't go to cooking school. And then like makes these gorgeous buns that, yeah.
Well, when we interview him, which we will,
Mhm.
we have to ask him about like how he learned to cook.
Yeah.
Because obviously he didn't go to culinary school, but he has to have some kind of training
Well,
because like he knows so much.
His mom has the restaurant.
Yes.
But he still knows how to do things that I wouldn't imagine. Like, I mean, like the fact that he was like, pulling out the stop with this dough.
Yeah, he definitely like has like some kind of classical training. So I don't know if he just like staged places or what.
Yeah.
But like he definitely. So we'll have to find out. We'll come back to you guys with that. So the guests arrive, judges come in. Tom has a silly hat. I love it when Tom wears a silly hat as judging.
Hat or vest.
Yes.
So good. Or turtleneck, really.
And you know that it's Tom's choice because like the stylist doesn't put everyone else in a hat. So you know Tom's like, I gotta get that hat.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we're in the woods? Smokey the Bear time.
Exactly. Ashley, Marwan, and Disson are there. The diners are donating canned and dry goods. So, like, that's how it's benefiting Asheville.
Okay.
Sure. Jonathan, yeah, exactly. Jonathan is struggling to cook. Gail says, we are cruel and terrible people about not giving them help to cook. And I said, she said it, not us, you know?
Yeah.
Josh, and there's like influencers there named Josh and Mama.
Yeah.
And like we know they're influencers because their Instagram is like how they are identified. And I looked them up and they're like a couple that eats food.
Oh, they're a couple?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew.
She's like his they were like it's like she's the mama of his children, not like his mama.
Oh. Because that's not the energy I got from them at all.
Well, I think that like hold on.
I mean, you're probably right, but like, ew. Sorry, I don't mean. No,
I think like, so. Okay, so I just was I googled and I found TikTok gossip. It says, "Can someone fill me in on Josh and Mama?" And then it says, "Mama must secretly be an incredible cook." Right. For those who aren't familiar, Josh films his mom. Okay, so it is his mom.
Okay.
I thought she was the mom of his children.
Okay.
No, he films his mom. Okay, sorry. Sorry, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you're yelling at me right now, I looked it up and I'm sorry. Debbie was right. Okay, so Jonathan is mountain trout and crab cake, sour corn and peach relish, sage and apple aioli. Tom says it's good, crispy and has flavor, but there's too much acid. And Ashley says it's lacking fat to cut the acidity.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sherry has October bean acarajé, vatapa, pico de gallo chow chow, and garlicky shrimp. Tom says, nice dish. Very creative. Kristen says, great job with the bean cake.
I thought it was so cute, too.
Yes, it was cute. It looked very cute. It looked like a little hot dog, kind of. And Ashley says she loves that she inserted her culture. And I'm happy for Sherry that the season's turning around for her.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't have imagined her being in the Final Four
I think she just needed, like, one good win, and then she, like, found her groove. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like, she just needed, like, a little...
Yeah, and I mean, now these last 2 episodes, I really want to taste her food. It sounds great. Rhoda meets the owners of Nang Juniors by surprise.
This was so cute.
I know. Like, she's like, oh, I was inspired by this restaurant. They're like, that's our restaurant.
Yeah.
And they just happen to be there. Lawrence has a catfish sandwich with leather britches bun, sourwood honey mayo, and pickle slaw. He has pickle slaw, not chow chow, because he's not allowed to call it chow chow. And Ashley says it's a great fried catfish sandwich. Mehawar says the mayo ties it together. He loves the mayo. He brings it up many times in this episode. And Disson says the leather britches don't come through. And like that's like it's like not really a criticism though, because it's not bad. It's just like you can't taste that they're there
Yeah,
really.
and it wasn't the only ingredient that he used. Like the
Yeah,
only app
you're trying to say he followed the rules, Debbie, as they were
he
written
did follow
down?
the rule. He used multiple.
Everyone used multiple Appalachian ingredients.
Yeah.
Let's just get that on the record.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rhoda did a Filipino egg roll, stuffed cabbage, pawpaw ponzu, apple butter mostarda, and buckwheat chili crisps. I mean, Debbie, I feel like that if you saw this in the menu, you would faint from how
Oh my
much.
god. I love untraditional uses of like buckwheat or like
Totally
groats or whatever, you know.
delicious.
Mm.
Ashley says it's freaking delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Tom loves the buckwheat crisp, and Disson says that in Appalachia they stuff everything. So he's being like, "Oh yeah, this follows the rules of the challenge." And then Seeger, they show that he's the only one with no line because no one likes liver, and I love a chicken liver pate. So
I love chicken liver pate. The gelatin thing was weird.
yeah.
Also, but everybody was right. Like, I don't want like goopy warmed pate.
Yeah. No, totally. So he does a chicken liver pate with a rye cracker and pickled watermelon rinds, which I am a sucker for pickled watermelon rinds.
Mm-hmm.
Gail says she applauds the concept, but the mousse is soupy, which sounds gross.
So gross.
Mehwar says the cracker is dry, but he loves the courage, and that's not a good sign.
No.
So I'm being like, this recipe is very brave, not a good sign.
Yeah.
And Kristen said it's not a good chicken liver mousse. It's wet into wet, which again sounds gross. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a quick story right now. We went to a cabin in the Poconos this weekend since sadly me and Debbie were supposed to go camping. It got rained out. And I gotta say, Debbie, I was so glad we were not camping. Can you imagine camping in this weather?
The whole weekend was just yucky.
It was just wet and cold. Not just wet, but freezing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were in a cabin in the Poconos, and the cabin we were at had a like a rec center where you could like go and swim in like the indoor pool there. And this pool was I love a pool. I have very low standards for a pool I will swim in. This pool was completely disgusting, and I was so upset.
This is the first pool I've ever heard you complain about.
That's what Spencer said too, and he was shocked. And but like when I'm thinking about like a gross wet thing about this pool just like when you would just like run your hand through, you would pull it up, and there'd be hair on your hands. Sorry if anyone's throwing up. Sorry, I should give a content warning for that. Fast forward. Okay. Okay, so that's all the food. They go and they sit in the woods and chill. At the judges' table, Sherry, Lawrence, and Rhoda are on top.
Yay.
They tell Lawrence how good his dish was, and then Tom says very casually, "Watch the snake." And there's a huge snake right there. And then it runs under the judges' table.
I thought it was going to be a producer's thing, but then it was very clear that it was.
Yeah, I mean, they were just in the woods, and there's snakes in the woods. They call in Spencer, which is my husband's name, so we were laughing at that. And you don't hear, like, Spencer's not, like, that common of a name.
Right.
And he's a crew member, and they like, "Spencer, get that snake." And he's, like, does not look bothered at all. Like, that's obviously why they called him. He's like, "Okay, I'll get this snake out of here."
Yeah.
And everyone is yelling at the judge's table, "Spencer!" Yeah. But then once the snake is gone, Ashley gets to announce the winner, and Rhoda wins.
Yay!
And I'm so happy for her because she made something that like was like meaningful to her emotionally, and she won, right? And it reminded me of the first two challenges she won when she also made things that were more like of like her culture,
right?
And like I feel like that's where her strength is, and when she's like trying to like be like everyone else is when she doesn't do well, you know?
Yeah. You hear that, Rhoda?
I know. We love you, Rhoda. Rhoda, please make that for us. We would love to eat it.
Yes.
So the bottom is Seeger and Jonathan. Seeger's mousse was too loose, and Jonathan's didn't have enough fat. And when they're deliberating, Gail says, no amount of honey was going to balance out Jonathan's dish.
Oh my God, relax.
I just love the no amount of honey. But Tom also says he was shocked to see Seeger's pastry bags.
For me on this side, like with editing and everything, you know, it was so clearly Seeger. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I love really super sour stuff, and so especially with a crab cake. Like, yum.
Yeah. No, I mean, and like just seemed like that like Seeger's was the worst by sure.
Yeah.
So Seeger gets the PPYKAG and we're all ready to pack it up and see what happens next episode. No, we're not.
Nope.
Seeger has the biggest meltdown I've ever seen on TV. He's freaking out.
It was so fucking funny.
He goes, "What was the challenge?" And he is just like so aggressively challenging the judges. And he says that he highlighted more Appalachian ingredients. And Gail is like, yes, everybody did that. Everybody highlighted Appalachian ingredients. It's not like that, like Jonathan didn't have any Appalachian ingredients, but it tasted better.
Right.
Like their whole thing was that it had too much of the sour corn, which was like one of like the super Appalachian ingredients.
Right.
You know?
Like, and for me, it's like I would rather have something be out of balance than something be like disgusting textured.
Bad texture is always the worst. Like that makes something unedible more than bad taste. Like a bad texture, it's like I can't eat any more of it. And Jonathan is standing next to him, so awkward. And you realize that Seeger doesn't have like a plan. Like Seeger is not trying to convince them that Jonathan should go home. He's just like having like a tantrum. He just is like, and the judges are yelling back at Seeger.
Yeah,
Seeger is fighting, and Jonathan mutters, "Give it up, bro."
Yeah. Like he was trying to help him out.
He was trying to help him out because Jonathan knew that Seeger is looking bad on TV right now.
Yeah.
And Jonathan, like, and that's what, like, when they go back later, it is like Jonathan is saying to him, he's like, you don't want to go out like this. Because, like, usually what happens if people have a meltdown like this, they do it before the PPYKAG, like, and then once they are told to pack their knives and go, usually they like switch into like the, oh, thank you so much for everything, and leave, you know, because at that point, like, you know, you're not supposed to look like a sore loser, and Seeger's already gone home, like, it's like he's on borrowed time anyway, so the judges are yelling back at him. Seeger says, "This is me giving you guys my feedback from your feedback. That's just how I feel." And then Kristen says to them, "You guys can exit." And the judges look so awkward. Like they are not used to people yelling at them. Seeger tells Jonathan he's not knocking him and that his technique was bad too. And Seeger says goodbye. And Jonathan says, like, to the rest of the contestants, "Seeger put up a fight, bro." And then Jonathan says, "That's not the way to go out, bro." And then you think it's over, and Seeger asks for a copy of the rules.
Oh my God, this was insane.
This is like, because you know that they read them the rules before the challenge for sure.
Yeah.
But Seeger's like, and like, what does Seeger think? Who does Seeger think? It's like, it doesn't even matter if he followed the rules because who does he think broke the rule? He's not even like trying to say that anyone else broke the rules.
Right.
He's just
also,
like no idea what's going on.
And the rules, he read the rules and it clearly stated like they have the right to judge texture and
and it just said like one of the things was if they use Appalachian ingredients. It doesn't say if you use Appalachian ingredients you cannot be eliminated. Like that's what he thought it was going to say or something.
Right.
And it's just like so satisfying because you know, like we've been so annoyed that Seeger was still there because we thought that like other people deserved to be there more or whatever. And just seeing him, it's like, oh, like were we being too like sometimes I'm like, oh, like I know like people, the chefs hear our podcast.
Yeah.
Like, are we being too hard on somebody? And then Seeger's like, you're not being too hard on me.
Yeah, like watch this.
Yeah. As they say, hold my beer, you know?
Yeah.
Like Seeger's like, hold my mousse pastry bag.
I mean, it really was crazy because it's like he screamed. You knew he was going to do something like that. Like you just knew it. He's that type of white guy.
Yes. Oh, I mean, it's just like, and like that was like the vibe we got from him, and like why we didn't like him that much. But then it's just like he just like could not help himself, and I just feel like it makes him seem so immature. And it reminds me of the thing where he was being like so mean to the kids. Yeah. Where it's just like you can have your opinions, but you don't have to like be an asshole about it. And like if you can't stop yourself from being an asshole, like that's your problem. Yeah. Not like everyone else's problem. Right. And obviously he just like can't help himself. He needs to be an asshole. Yeah. So and I'm sorry. And I know like the people we like from this season, like they're all friends with Seeger. So like, you know, I'm sure he's not a bad guy, but he needs to like chill out a little bit.
Get some therapy, you know. Yeah. Smoke a little weed.
Yeah. So next time, or maybe smoke less weed, depending.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes weed
true.
makes people super aggro. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
So smoke the right amount of weed for you, Seeger.
Right.
So next time is going to be the last quick fire. We do Tom's 20 questions, and they have to serve a dish that is not on a plate. And there's all kind of weird serving. There's like one where they have to like hang it from a clip or something.
Yeah.
But they show that Tom likes the food,
Yeah.
so we'll see. And I gotta say, I'm very proud. I think this is a great Final Four. There would be a
Yes.
time when I wouldn't have wanted Jonathan to be in it, but I'm fine with him now.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish,
Yeah.
I wish it was Anthony, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, like I'm really happy for Rhoda and Lauren specifically. Sherry has been really like proving herself lately.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I like more than I did before.
Yeah.
It's a good Final Four.
Yeah.
And we were so like last week we had like resigned ourselves to accepting Seeger in the Final Four. Remember?
Right. Oh, I'm so relieved. Oh, so relieved.
So sayonara, Seeger.
I miss, like it's really a shame that Bravo doesn't do Top Chef reunions anymore
I
because
know.
he wouldn't have shown up for it.
I know. Well, and Bravo also stopped doing below deck reunions like after COVID. And I just feel like when something fun happens, you're just like, if you're not like, I can't wait to see how they answer this at the reunion. It's not as much fun, And I would love to see them ask Seeger about this at the reunion.
Or ask anybody else to be like, what were you thinking? Like
totally
Seeger was, or what didn't make it to the editing,
Yes. And like at that point, like you can't say it's all editing because he obviously did all that stuff, So there's no way. Like and I think like he knew that most of that was going to be on TV, but I don't know if he knew that like him asking to read the rules would be on TV. He might have thought that like that was not.
That was the one thing that was going to be. Oh God,
yeah,
it's so funny,
so
funny.
It was so that really saved the episode. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next week will be the last one before the finale, so can't wait to see.
So crazy, and then we're gonna have some. We actually really need to start figuring out schedule stuff because
but I want to figure it out, but then also I'm like it's hard because I feel like they don't give you. Okay, we should just find out when the episodes are going to air because I feel like that they don't give us a clear enough idea of when the episodes are airing.
Yeah, we don't have a TV guide anymore.
I know.
Like, rude.
That's the only reason I haven't scheduled them yet is because I want to know when the episodes are airing. Okay,
but
anyway.
We have quite a few people from this season who are coming on.
Yes.
After, which I'm really excited about.
And we have to get all the people from TOC on too.
Oh yeah.
Embarrassment of riches. Yeah. Okay, so Debbie, are you having for dinner tonight?
Well, John right now is currently spatchcocking it, or he probably already did this while we were talking. Spatchcocking a chicken from the farmer's market. Last week Charlie had like his multicultural week at school, and we always joke about this because like I'm Ashkenazi Jew with like no real, like my grandparents are poor farmers, like there wasn't like really like traditional foods. The dress was just like whatever shit you had in the house, like it wasn't like a thing, whatever. So we usually either do latkes, or John, because he's a adopted kid from the South who like has no like really, he has I think French Canadian and Irish are the two like largest things that he has, but he obviously, because he's adopted, like it's just like whatever, he's a Southern mutt, so he makes so we usually do latkes or sweet potato casserole for these things, and we bought all the ingredients for sweet potato casserole because that's like one of Charlie's favorites, and then he was like, no, I want latkes. So tonight we're having sweet potato casserole.
So long story short, you're having sweet potato casserole.
Yes, it's just very funny. It's like two potato dishes, I guess, are our culture.
Which potatoes are you craving today?
Yeah.
That's nice that you can have that, though. Having the extra potatoes is never a bad thing to have in the house. So.
No, not at all. And sweet potato casserole is, it's amazing.
Yes, I agree. So we were away all weekend. We got back at like 3 p.m.
Hmm.
today. So we don't have anything to cook. And like we cooked all weekend at the cabin. But we're Spencer was going out to get Chinese food. We were gonna
Mm.
get General Tso's tofu,
Hmm.
wonton soup,
Hmm.
and lo mein, I guess. But the place that we went to, I guess I saw like a text come in. I didn't like, respond to him or anything, but that like it was closed today because it's Monday,
Oh, right.
and like they don't like we don't usually go there on Monday, so we like forget that it's closed. It's like
Right, of
when
course.
it's like a holiday weekend, you forget it's not. Oh, it's not a Sunday. What's going
Yeah.
on? So I'm not sure where he went, but
Mm,
he must have gone somewhere. So we'll
nice.
see. Hopefully they got something.
Yeah, I would imagine they did.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Spencer. Spencer knows my like. I have some weird likes and dislikes, but Spencer knows the things I will and will not eat. So I
Yes.
know I am. That's the good thing about being married is you don't have to worry about it. It's not like some random person buying you dinner. So
Right.
Okay, well, everybody, we love you. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Please send us money on Buy Me a Coffee. Please sponsor us. We will give you 2% cash back on all purchases for your sponsorships. And yeah, and reach out to us. Tell us things. We love you very much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let us know if you're watching on YouTube. I know some people are, not many, but I just feel like it's like good policy to have it up there,
Yeah.
because in case that's someone's choice, you can see, my stars on my shirt and Debbie's
Hats.
Is that Newark's, Debbie?
No, this is Seth Bogart.
Oh,
Wacky
okay.
Wacko. Yeah.
It's like it could be Newark's,
It
it's
could
like
be Newark's.
yeah.
And if I would have imagined that Seth Bogart would have done a Newark's collab maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it has that vibe for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, if you want to see what me and Debbie are wearing, go on to go on to YouTube, Moms of Flavor Town. Otherwise, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time for us to
Go
go
for the
for the protein.
protein. Good
Goodbye.
night.
Moms of Flavor Town, Moms of Flavor Town, go for the protein and PYKAG. Ooh, yeah. Moms of Flavor Town, unicorn.
Yo, Spencer, what a hero. Spencer, that was so sexy.